So we've been talking about historically which parts of the area have had mayors. At the moment, we know we've got a mayor of Folkestone.
Yeah.
In the wider area, where are there still mayors?
Lydd has its own mayor, New Romney has its own mayor, Hythe has its own mayor, and of course Folkestone. Folkestone Town Council is another anomaly that occurred. This is brought about by the electorate in Folkestone. They decided that they wanted a parish council here in Folkestone. So in 2003 there was a referendum held in Folkestone, and the majority of people voted for a parish council rather than Shepway District Council being part of the Charter Trustees, or the other way around, Charter Trustees part of Shepway Council.
So before then we had KCC, of course, Kent County Council as the upper level. Then there was the Shepway District Council below that. Mm-hmm. And in terms of a smaller area, there was just no governance, if you like, and everything was up to Shepway. The governance of Folkestone was down to Shepway. Yeah. And so that was what changed.
There was still the parish councils out on the marsh, Hythe and such like, and out in the villages north of us. Hawkinge, for example, has its own parish council. But there was no direct council for Folkestone alone since 1974 up until 2003. That's why the local people voted in a referendum to have Folkestone to have its own parish council. And this was ratified a year later in 2004 by the government, the Secretary of State, and very shortly after that Folkestone Parish Council was up and running.
Speaking as a local resident, it's not always clear to me exactly what council around here, KCC, Shepway, Folkestone Town Council, exactly which of them is responsible for what thing, collecting the bins or dealing with the roads and so on.
Well, with all three of these councils, there's a certain overlap, which is inevitable. Folkestone Town Council are very much concerned on advising Shepway District Council on things that are pertinent to Folkestone itself. For example, planning applications for Folkestone Town will go to the Town Council for comments to be made, and they will be passed to Shepway District Council when the application is determined. Licensing, gambling, street furniture, highways issues, open space, lands, markets, bus shelters, crime prevention, all of these are part and parcel of what the Town Council will consider. But majority of these issues, certainly not all, will be an advisory capacity going to Shepway District Council.
But if it's only in an advisory capacity, does that mean, and this happens with other parish councils as well, does it mean that they don't actually have that much power? Because if Shepway disagrees with what Folkestone Town Council recommends, then Shepway can do what they want.
To a degree, that is very true. But don't forget, the Town Council itself does have powers that they can exercise on many things. And an example of that is the election of the mayor.
So Folkestone Town Council, obviously made up of a number of councillors. How and when do we elect them?
Every registered elector in the district will have the opportunity to vote every 4 years, and the elections for Town Council take place exactly the same time and date as the District Council elections. So very shortly everyone will have an opportunity to cast their vote for both parish and Shepway.
So essentially, on the same voting date, it's just a separate piece of paper, a separate slip that each person would put in the ballot box.
Yes.
So is Folkestone Town Council actually led by the mayor, or is that more of an, if you like, an honorary title?
The mayor is there to promote the town of Folkestone, to promote Folkestone itself in as many ways as possible, and the council itself is led by the leader of the main political party.
Folkestone Council, you've told us that they advise Shepway on a number of issues. Can they actually help people and organisations in the town, in terms of giving money, for example?
Yes, they can. All three groups, the Parish Council, the Shepway Council and also KCC, have amounts of money that the councillors are allowed directly to spend. Each councillor has a small amount they're allowed to allocate.
With Folkestone Town Council, what are the sort of issues that councillors could help our listeners with?
Well, there's a variety of issues, and quite often the parish council and the district councillors will work in tandem. They work side by side. quite often you'll find that the parish council will find that it's something they can advise on. They can push for things to happen or take place. If they can't, they can then get hold of their district councillor and do exactly the same. Quite often I will get a phone call from a parish councillor who's working with the district councillor and ask me as the county councillor to help out on various aspects. And quite often we work very closely together, which is very good. That's the way it should happen.
If people want to get in touch with Folkestone Town Council, where are they?
The older residents of Folkestone will remember the cinema that was the end of George Lane, and that has been demolished some time ago, and is now the council offices for the parish council.